Hi everyone, I hope you're doing good. Welcome to the first 2021 album review of this year, and today we're going to be reviewing Cannibal Corpse Violence Unimagined. Now, before we get into the actual review, I just want to say massive thank you to everyone for watching, subscribing, and commenting on my videos. I've just had my most successful month on YouTube, which is absolutely incredible. And we've just hit 50 subs on the channel, which is again incredible. I can't believe it. You know, considering this time last year I was on about 8 and now we're on 50, which is brilliant. Yeah, so grateful to everyone for watching and supporting me in that. And yeah, the video that I released last year, not last year, no, the video that I released last week and the video that is coming out after this one, I filmed before I got to 50, thinking that I wouldn't get there for now, and I have, which is just unbelievable. I can't, you know. So here we go. The target for this year is still going to be 75, but if we can get to 100, then well, I might do something special for that. But anyway, let's just get straight back into this album review now. I love this album cover. Sort of like they watched the Venom film and thought, how can we turn that into Cannibal Corpse, which is cool. This is their 15th studio album. Yeah, no, it's their 15th studio album. And yeah, this is my first actual Cannibal Corpse album. I've been looking to get into more death metal this year, and I thought I'd start with Cannibal Corpse. And yeah, that album, when one of the songs was released for that album, that made me want to buy the album and review it. And yeah, I love Corpse Grinder's vocals, and you know, I've always liked his vocals on the songs that I've heard before that. And yeah, Eric Rutin, this is his first album. I think he's been their long-time producer, but he plays guitar on this because their old guitarist, they fired him. Paul's drumming is great. Rob's guitaring is pretty good as well, and Eric's is really cool, and Alex's bass is pretty good. He does a really cool bass bit on one song. But yeah, you can't really go too much wrong with these. You kind of know what you're going to get. Just brutal death metal. But also with this album, there are some thrash elements and some groove elements in there as well, which sort of gives it a bit of a different flavour. But yeah, now let's get into the top 3 tracks. My favourite tracks on here are Murderous Rampage, Inhumane Harvest, and Ritual Annihilation. Let's start with Murderous Rampage. Now that is a sort of thrashy kind of song. Real thrash metal sort of influence on that, with some classic death metal stuff in there. The breakdown, really awesome sort of death metal style breakdown. The vocals on that song is mad. It's absolute madness. Some really cool guitar solos. The drumming is excellent, as it always is. Yeah, Inhumane Harvest is my favourite song on the album. Super heavy. The breakdown is just brutal. It's just awesome. The vocals are just immense again, and the solo is pretty cool. But yeah, that song Inhumane Harvest was the song that made me buy this album and got me into Cannibal Corpse now. And now Ritual Annihilation as well. I absolutely love that. So brutally heavy. The intro is just wicked stuff. Love that. So blooming heavy. Sort of more of a classic death metal kind of sound with that, and then it kind of goes into a groove metal kind of riff halfway through. Really cool guitar solo, some brutally heavy riffs as you'd expect with Cannibal Corpse. Now let's get into the rest of the album. Necrogenic Resurrection, that almost made the top 3. It was really close. I love the intro riff, really cool. I love it when he goes, Necrogenic Resurrection. I love that bit, it's really cool. And the breakdown in the middle is just unbelievably brutal. It's just brutal. Love it. And yeah, pretty cool guitar solo. I love them waily kind of solos that they do. It's like, sounds like someone's getting like throttled to death, which is kind of what you expect. But yeah, pretty cool. Condemnation Contagion. That is really cool. Sort of slowed down a little bit. Still has that brutalness. Still has that heaviness. The intro riff is just really, really awesome. And yeah, I like the solo for that. That is a really cool, solid track. Surround, Kill, Devour. That is my least favourite song on the album. Not because it's terrible, just because I don't think it's as good as everything else. Which just goes to show how good this album is, really. It's got some groove elements in there. The second riff that they play is really, really cool. It's like some slightly thrashy kind of sounding stuff going on in there. The solo's a bit odd. I'm not really sure what they were going with the solo for that song. It's a bit strange. But the Surround, Kill, Devour riff is actually really, really cool. Next is Follow the Blood. That is a really cool song. Some heavy, heavy riffs going on. The vocals are really awesome. The drumming on that song is really, really cool. Love the riffs. Alex does the bass bit in that song. It's really, really cool. And the guitar solo, I love the guitar solo. It's a little bit different to the rest of the guitar solos on the album. A little bit more melodic and a little bit more sort of, I'm not really sure what the word is, but it sounds like Corey Beaulieu from Trivium's doing the guitar solo. But yeah, I think it fit really cool. Now, Bound and Burned. That's a pretty cool song. There's some thrashy stuff in there. Some really awesome heavy riffs going on. The guitar solos are pretty cool and the vocals are pretty good. That's a pretty solid track. Yeah, I really like that one. And Slowly Sawn as well, the next song. Really, really like that one. That one's sort of a bit slower, a bit more technical. The riffs going on, a little bit kind of a bit progressive really. Sort of aggressive, groovy, technical riffs going on. And the solo towards the end of the song is really, really cool. Over Torture, that song is just full on madness. They just put on the madness for that song. It's just full on thrash sort of sounding song. The vocals are just brutal as ever. And yeah, the drumming so quick on that song. And the riffs, just mad, crazy, fast riffs on that song. It's over in a flash. Like, before you know it, the song's finished. You think, oh, it's just speeds through. It's unbelievable. And then it ends with Servants of the Flayed, which is a great, great ending song. Another sort of heavy, slowy riff that you can just sort of just nod your head to. Yeah, the vocals again, just unbelievable. The guitar solos are pretty damn good as well. Cool little sort of solos that they do. Yeah, that riff at the start and it ends with the same riff. Just awesome, heavy, heavy, heavy. Just what you come to expect with Cannibal Corpse. Just brutally heavy and just awesome. Now we're going to go to the verdict. What I think of this album. I think this album is just unbelievable. It's my first Cannibal Corpse album, and if they're all like that, then they might be one of my favourite bands ever. It's not, because it's my first album, I haven't really got an awful lot to judge it on. So I don't know whether it's in the top half or the middle or the bottom. I don't really know. But just for me, listening to that album and giving my own thoughts on it, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I think it is that good, that consistent. They never miss a beat, and there isn't really a lot out of place. It's just a great, great album, and if you haven't picked it up, pick it up because it's great. Now, yeah, that is this album review. I'd love to know what you thought of this album and what your favourite Cannibal Corpse album is. Now, next, after the next album review after this will be Evil and their new album Hell Unleashed. So I hope to see you for that. Drop me a subscribe if you want, like, comment, and all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep it metal.